Long ago, in the radiant kingdom of Avalor, sunlight danced upon crystal towers, and laughter echoed through marble halls. Princess Elena, the eldest daughter of King Raoul and Queen Lucia, was beloved by all. She possessed not only beauty, but a heart full of courage and a spark of magic, gifts from the ancient spirits of Avalor's mountains. Her younger sister Isabel adored her, and together they dreamed of ruling wisely one day. But the peace of Avalor was shattered when the evil sorceress Shuriki arrived under the guise of a visiting noblewoman. She wielded dark jade magic and carried a serpent staff that whispered with power. Her goal was simple: seize the kingdom and drain its magic into her own veins. One fateful dawn, as golden light swept the palace, Shuriki struck. Her soldiers stormed through the gates, and her magic froze the royal guards in shimmering emerald glass. Elena's father and mother fell defending their people. With tears burning her eyes, Elena grasped the Amulet of Avalor, a family heirloom said to protect the bearer in times of danger. She raised it, hoping to banish Shuriki. But the amulet had its own will. Instead of casting a spell to defeat Shuriki, it pulled Elena inside, sealing her spirit within a glowing pink gem. In a single flash of magic, the brave princess vanished. Outside, Shuriki laughed cruelly. "The royal line is broken. Avalor is mine," she declared, crowning herself Queen of Shadows. The kingdom fell into an age of darkness. Statues of Shuriki replaced royal monuments. Music faded from the plazas, and fear became law. Years turned to decades. Shuriki's magic kept her young, while Avalor's people waited for a miracle. The amulet, now holding Elena's trapped spirit, was passed from one princess to another, whispering softly whenever danger loomed. Many wore it, but none could hear Elena's voice within, none except one girl far out. In Enchantia, Princess Sofia. Sophia was kind, curious, and pure of heart. The amulet had chosen her, just as fate had planned. One morning, while she helped her stepfather, King Roland, in the royal garden, the amulet glowed brighter than ever before. A faint voice echoed, soft but urgent. "Please, help me. Avalor." Sophia gasped. "Who said that?" The amulet shimmered, and for a fleeting moment, Sophia saw a vision, a brave princess with flowing red hair trapped behind a magical barrier of light. Later that evening, she visited Cedric the sorcerer, hoping to learn the secret behind the amulet. Cedric's eyes widened when he recognized its magic. "That's no ordinary jewel, Sophia," he warned. "It holds the power and the curse of Avalor. Whoever it belongs to has a destiny greater than they can imagine." Sophia touched the glowing crystal gently. "Then I'll find a way to free her." Far away, deep within the amulet's magical realm, Elena's spirit opened her eyes. She felt Sophia's kindness like a warm sunrise breaking through centuries of darkness, her heart filled with hope. For the first time in 41 years, Elena of Avalor smiled. Her time to rise again was coming. The night after the amulet spoke, Princess Sophia couldn't sleep. The echo of that mysterious voice, "Help me, Avalor," lingered in her mind like a melody she couldn't forget. She sat by her window, holding the glowing jewel in her hands, watching the moonlight shimmer across its surface. "Who are you?" she whispered, "and how can I help you?" The amulet pulsed softly, as if it understood. A spark of magic floated from it, forming a glowing trail of light that stretched across the sky toward the distant mountains. Sophia's eyes widened. "That's where you are, isn't it?" she said. "In Avalor." The next morning, Sophia hurried to Cedric the sorcerer's tower, determined to learn more. Cedric, sipping tea and grumbling about princess interruptions, looked up in surprise when she burst in. "Mr. Cedric, I think the amulet is trying to tell me something. It's showing me a place called Avalor." Cedric nearly dropped his cup. "Avalor?" he gasped. "That's the lost kingdom, child. Long ago, it was taken over by an evil sorceress named Shuriki. No one set foot there in decades." "But someone needs my help," Sophia said earnestly. "I can feel it." Cedric adjusted his robe nervously. "Sophia, listen carefully. The Amulet of Avalor is ancient and powerful.
If it's speaking to you, it means your destiny is tied to the one it imprisoned. But Avalor is far away and guarded by dangerous magic. Sophia smiled bravely. Then I'll just have to be extra careful. Before Cedric could protest, the amulet glowed once more, and a soft swirl of golden wind filled the room. A warm voice echoed around them, gentle yet powerful. Sophia, your heart is pure. You have been chosen to restore balance to Avalor. Sophia spun around. Who said that? The voice replied, I am Princess Elena of Avalor. Many years ago, I was trapped inside this amulet by the sorceress Shuriki. You are the first to hear.
Hear me. Cedric's jaw dropped. You're talking to the spirit inside the gem. Elena continued, the amulet is a key, Sophia. Only you can unlock its secret and free me. But you must go to Avalor, to the castle where my story began. Sophia nodded, determination shining in her eyes. I'll do it, I promise. With help from her stepfather, King Roland, Sophia arranged a royal voyage. Her family thought it was simply a diplomatic trip, but Sophia knew it was far more. She boarded a royal ship with Clover the rabbit, Minimus the flying horse, and a few trusted friends, setting sail across a sparkling sea. As the waves crashed softly against the hull, Sophia held the amulet close. Don't worry, Elena, she whispered. I'm coming. Days passed. Strange winds guided them through glowing fog and singing tides, magic leading the way. One night, as the stars blazed above, a beam of light shot from the amulet toward the horizon, revealing the outline of a hidden island, crowned with golden towers and emerald forests. Sophia gasped. Avalor! But as they approached, a dark mist rose from the sea, Shuriki's barrier spell. Thunder rumbled, and ghostly soldiers appeared upon the waves, their eyes glowing green. The ship rocked violently. Hold steady, Sophia cried. We can't turn back now. The amulet shimmered, and suddenly a golden phoenix of light burst forth from it, soaring above the ship. Its wings scattered the dark mist, clearing the way forward. When the fog lifted, there it was, the majestic city of Avalor, glowing under the morning sun. Sophia's heart raced. She had reached the kingdom of legend, and the adventure was only beginning. Far away, within the amulet's magical world, Elena felt the sunlight touch her again after 41 long years. She whispered softly, Thank you, Sophia. The time of destiny had begun. The sun rose bright and golden over the lost kingdom of Avalor as Sophia's ship sailed into its sparkling harbor. The city looked breathtaking. Terracotta rooftops, tall spires, and winding streets filled with tropical flowers. But despite the beauty, something felt wrong. The once bustling plazas were silent, and banners bearing Shuriki's serpent emblem fluttered where royal crests should have been. This place feels asleep, Sophia murmured, stepping onto the dock. From the shadows, curious eyes peeked out. Merchants, children, and villagers who hadn't seen visitors in decades. When they spotted the glowing amulet around Sophia's neck, whispers rippled through the crowd. It's the jewel of the lost princess, one woman gasped. She's come to free Avalor, another whispered hopefully. Sophia felt a shiver. The amulet pulsed warmly against her chest, as if responding to their faith. Just then, a young boy named Matteo approached. He carried a staff topped with a crystal orb that flickered with light. I know who you are, he said cautiously. You're from Enchantia. You're the one the amulet chose. Sophia nodded. I came to find Princess Elena. Matteo's eyes widened. My grandmother used to tell stories about her. She said the princess would return one day to save us all. Come, I'll take you to the palace, but we must be careful. Shuriki's guards are everywhere. The two hurried through winding alleys, past murals of Avalor's past glory. Sophia couldn't help but marvel at the beauty hidden beneath years of fear. Flowers bloomed even in the cracks of the stone walls, as though the kingdom itself was waiting for rebirth. When they reached the palace gates, Sophia's breath caught. The once radiant royal palace of Avalor was now cloaked in shadows. Black vines crawled up its golden towers, and ghostly guards patrolled the bridges. "Shuriki lives here," Matteo whispered. "See, he uses the palace's magic to stay young. No one enters unless she calls them." Sophia clutched the amulet. "Then we'll find another way in." Guided by the amulet's soft glow, they slipped through a hidden garden entrance, one Elena herself used to play in as a child. Statues of royal ancestors lined the pathway, though many were cracked or half-buried. Inside, the air shimmered with enchantment. Candles floated in mid-air, and mirrors reflected not faces but memories. In one mirror, Sophia glimpsed a moment from long ago, a young Elena dancing with her family at a festival, laughter echoing through the grand hall. She reached toward the image. Elena. Suddenly, the vision shattered, and the air turned cold. A serpent hissed behind them. From the shadows slithered Zuzo, the jaguar spirit guide, his eyes glowing blue. "Do not fear me, young princess," he said in a deep, calm voice. "I serve the true ruler of Avalor. You carry her spirit with you." Sophia exhaled in relief. "You mean Elena?" Zuzo nodded. "She has waited long for this moment. But before you can free her, you must find the altar of light, hidden deep within the palace. Only there can the amulet reveal its full power." Matteo frowned. "That's in the throne chamber, right under Shuriki's nose." "Then that's where we'll go," Sophia said bravely. As they made their way through the secret corridors, the amulet glowed brighter, lighting their path. Each step brought Sophia closer to the truth, and to the sleeping magic of Avalor itself. Meanwhile, high in her dark tower, Shuriki's serpent staff hissed to life. The sorceress turned from her mirror, her green eyes narrowing. "Someone dares to disturb my palace," she muttered. "And that light, I've seen it before." A cruel smile curved her lips. "The Princess of Avalor thinks she can return? Let her try." The corridors of the palace whispered with ancient magic as Sophia, Matteo, and Zuzo crept closer to the throne chamber. Every step seemed to echo with the heartbeat of Avalor itself, a rhythm of courage, waiting to rise again. Torches flickered with emerald light, and the air trembled with the weight of enchantments. Zuzo glided silently beside Sophia, his spirit form casting faint blue shadows on the golden walls. "The altar of light lies beyond those doors," he murmured. "That is where Elena's spirit can be freed, but Shuriki guards it fiercely. Her magic grows stronger near the throne." Sophia nodded, her hand resting protectively over the amulet. "Then we'll have to be stronger." Matteo tightened his grip on his staff. "Let's do this. For Avalor." They pushed open the grand doors. Inside, the throne chamber of Avalor gleamed with cruel beauty. Emerald flames burned in silver braziers, and black drapes covered the windows. At the center, atop a platform of jade stone, sat Queen Shuriki. Still youthful, her dark hair streaked with green magic, her serpent staff glowed with malicious energy. "Well, well," she said, her voice echoing through the hall. "A little princess from Enchantia, carrying my amulet. How charming." Sophia stood tall, though her heart pounded. "It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to Princess Elena of Avalor." Shuriki laughed, a cold, hollow sound. "Elena? That foolish girl has been gone for decades. The amulet's power is mine now." She raised her staff, sending a burst of green lightning across the room. Matteo leapt forward, striking the ground with his staff. A barrier of golden light formed just in time, deflecting the spell. "Run, Sophia!" he shouted. "Find the altar!" Sophia sprinted toward the dais, her braid whipping behind her. The amulet blazed with radiant pink and gold light, guiding her to an ancient circle carved into the floor, the altar of light. She knelt, clutching the amulet with both hands. "Elena," she whispered, "I'm here. Show me what to do." Shuriki's laughter thundered again. "You're too late, child. The magic of Avalor is mine to command." But as she spoke, the amulet began to hum, a sound deep and pure, older than the kingdom itself. The floor beneath Sophia glowed with symbols of the sun and stars, and the air filled with warm golden light. Zuzo roared, his spirit form expanding as he blocked Shuriki's next attack. "Now, Sophia! Speak her name!" Sophia closed her eyes, heart pounding. "Princess Elena of Avalor, by the power of this amulet, I set you free." A beam of pink light burst from the jewel, spiraling upward like a column of sunrise. Shuriki screamed, covering her eyes as the brilliance filled the chamber. When the light faded, Sophia opened her eyes and gasped. Standing before her, dressed in royal red and gold, with fiery brown eyes and flowing auburn hair, was Princess Elena of Avalor, alive and free at last. "Elena," Sophia breathed. Elena smiled warmly, tears in her eyes. "You did it, Sophia. You freed me." Matteo stared in awe. The stories were true. But their joy was short-lived. Shuriki staggered back, fury burning in her gaze. "No, you cannot return. I destroyed you." Elena turned, her expression fierce. "You destroyed my family, my kingdom, and my peace, but not my spirit." She raised her hand, summoning the ancient light of Avalor. Sun-shaped sigils spun around her, forming a shield of gold. "Your reign ends tonight, Shuriki." The throne room trembled as light and shadow clashed. Sophia shielded her eyes as power rippled through the palace. For the first time in 41 years, the true Princess of Avalor had returned. The throne chamber of Avalor trembled as two powerful forces collided, Elena's light and Shuriki's dark magic. Sparks of gold and green danced across the marble floor, lighting up the palace like a storm of stars. "Give up, Shuriki!" Elena shouted, her voice echoing through the hall. "Your time is over." Shuriki smirked, her emerald eyes blazing. "I've ruled for 41 years without you, little princess. Do you really think you can defeat me after hiding in a trinket all this time?" Elena stood tall, holding her scepter high, the royal scepter of light, newly restored by the amulet's power. "I didn't hide, I waited, and now Avalor will rise again." With a cry, she unleashed a beam of golden energy. Shuriki countered with a blast of jade fire, and the two spells collided in mid-air, shaking the castle to its foundation. Sophia and Matteo ducked behind a pillar as shards of magic flew like lightning. Zuzo, glowing brighter than ever, circled above, roaring in defiance. "Elena, the palace can't take much more," Sophia yelled. Elena nodded, her eyes never leaving her enemy. "Then let's finish this, for everyone Shuriki hurt." Shuriki snarled. "You'll never defeat me. The magic of Avalor bends to my will." She raised her staff, chanting in an ancient tongue. The air thickened with green mist, and ghostly soldiers materialized, marching toward Elena. Their armor gleamed with dark enchantments. Elena took a step back, gripping her scepter tightly. "Sophia, I need your help." Sophia ran forward, heart pounding. "What do I do?" "Believe," Elena said simply. "The amulet's magic responds to courage, and you have plenty of that." Sophia closed her eyes and held up the amulet of Avalor. It glowed with a fierce, warm light. The ghostly soldiers hesitated, then began to dissolve into shimmering dust. "What?" Shuriki screamed. Elena smiled. "You see? True magic doesn't come from Ram power. It comes from heart." With that, she pointed her scepter toward Shuriki's staff. "By the light of Avalor, be undone." A surge of golden fire erupted, striking Shuriki's serpent staff. The jewel at its tip cracked, splintered, and burst into 1,000 fragments. The dark magic that had kept her young drained away in a whirl of smoke. Shuriki stumbled, gasping as her reflection flickered between youth and age. "No, this can't be." Elena lowered her scepter, stepping forward. "It's over, Shuriki. Avalor will never bow to darkness again." With a final cry of rage, Shuriki's magic imploded, forming a whirlpool of green and black mist. The wind howled through the palace as she vanished into her own broken spell, banished at last. Silence followed. The emerald flames around the chamber flickered out, replaced by the soft glow of dawn through the high windows. The curse that had blanketed Avalor for decades began to lift. Sophia looked around in awe. You did it. The kingdom is free. Elena smiled, her eyes glistening with gratitude. We did it. I could never have returned without you, Sophia. Zuzo landed gracefully beside them. The balance has been restored. The magic of Avalor breathes again. Matteo grinned. Wait until everyone sees this. The real princess is back. As the first rays of morning light streamed into the hall, Elena stepped toward the throne. For a moment she hesitated, then sat upon it, the golden sunlight crowning her once more. The people of Avalor began to gather outside, drawn by the sound of the bells that rang freely for the first time in years. Elena looked to Sophia and smiled. Avalor has been waiting for this day. Let's go greet our people. Together, hand in hand, they walked to the balcony. Below, thousands of citizens knelt, tears of joy in their eyes. The sky shimmered with golden light as Elena raised her scepter high. My people, she declared, your princess has returned, and Avalor at last rejoiced. The golden bells of Avalor rang across the hills for the first time in 41 years. Their joyful echoes rippled through the air, reaching every village and valley. Farmers dropped their tools, children ran to the streets, and shopkeepers wiped tears from their eyes. The nightmare was over. Their princess had returned. Elena stood on the palace balcony beside Sophia, Matteo, and Zuzo. The morning sun glowed behind her, casting a halo of light that made her look almost ethereal. When she lifted her scepter, the crowd erupted in cheers. People of Avalor, she called, her voice warm and strong. The darkness has ended. Today we begin anew, together. Below, flowers rained from balconies, musicians struck up long-forgotten songs, and laughter filled the air. The royal banners of the House of Avalor fluttered once more, red, gold, and white, symbols of courage, light, and unity. Sophia watched in awe. You've brought your kingdom back to life, she said softly. Elena smiled at her. No, Sophia, we did. You believed in me when no one else could. You gave Avalor hope. As the day passed, preparations began for the grand Coronation of Light, the ceremony that would mark Elena's official return to the throne. Every artisan, musician, and villager in Avalor worked tirelessly, eager to see their true princess crowned. In the palace courtyard, Matteo organized the musicians. Let's make this celebration one to remember. Trumpets, maracas, guitars, let the music sing. Sophia helped the palace maids hang garlands of crimson flowers across the arches, their sweet scent filling the air. It feels like the whole kingdom is smiling, she said, beaming. Meanwhile, Elena walked through the gardens, the same ones she had played in as a child. The trees whispered with memories, her parents' laughter, her sister Isabel's tiny footsteps. Tears welled in her eyes, but they were tears of peace. Zuzo appeared beside her, his spirit form glowing softly. You've done well, princess. Your family would be proud. I wish they could see this, Elena murmured. They can, Zuzo said gently. Their love still lives in the light of Avalor, and in you. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the entire city gathered in the Grand Plaza. Lanterns floated into the sky, filling it with shimmering stars. The palace gates opened, and Elena walked down the grand staircase, her gown glowing with threads of gold. The amulet, now pure pink and white, rested gently on Sophia's neck. King Raoul and Queen Lucia's crowns were brought forth by the royal attendants. Elena knelt before the ancient altar of her ancestors, and the High Elder of Avalor lifted the royal circlet. With the light of your courage and the love of your people, he proclaimed, we restore to you the crown of Avalor. Long live Princess Elena. The crowd cheered as the crown was placed upon her head. Trumpets blared, fireworks painted the sky, and bells rang across the sea. Elena turned to Sophia, taking her hand. This is your victory, too. You're part of Avalor now. Sophia smiled shyly. I'm just glad I could help. Elena laughed softly. Never say just. You were chosen by destiny for a reason. The night turned into a celebration unlike any other. dancing, singing, and joy lighting every corner of the kingdom. Even the stars above seemed to shine brighter. But as Elena looked out at her people, her heart stirred. Something deep within the amulet whispered still, a gentle reminder that while one chapter had ended, another was waiting to begin. The Secret of Avalor, it seemed, had not yet told its final tale. The celebration stretched deep into the night, but for Elena, the true journey was only beginning. The people of Avalor danced beneath glowing lanterns, their laughter echoing across the hills. Yet as music filled the air, Elena felt the amulet, still glowing faintly on Sophia's neck, hum with a strange, familiar rhythm. Sophia noticed it too. "Elena, the amulet feels different tonight, like it's alive." Elena's eyes softened. "That's because it is, Sophia. The Amulet of Avalor holds more than magic. It holds a promise." The two stepped away from the celebration, guided by the gentle glow of the amulet. It led them through the palace corridors, down the spiral staircase beneath the throne, and into a hidden chamber Elena hadn't seen since childhood. The room shimmered with golden murals depicting the history of Avalor, brave rulers, magical creatures, and the very spirits of the kingdom itself. In the center stood a stone pedestal carved with ancient sun symbols. Elena approached it slowly. "This is where it all began," she whispered, "where my ancestors forged the Amulet of Avalor." The amulet floated from Sophia's hands, hovering above the pedestal. A voice filled the chamber, warm and regal, echoing with generations of rulers long gone. "Elena, daughter of Raoul and Lucia, rightful heir to Avalor," it said. "The amulet once imprisoned you, but it was never your enemy. It protected you until your kingdom was ready for your return." Sophia's eyes widened. "The amulet was keeping you safe all along?" Elena nodded, tears glimmering. "Yes, it wasn't a curse. It was a guardian. My parents must have known." The voice continued. "You, Princess Sofia, were chosen as the bridge, the heart pure enough to awaken Avalor's light once more. Through your kindness, the magic of friendship and courage was reborn." Sophia's cheeks flushed. "I didn't do anything special." Elena smiled, placing a hand on her shoulder. "You did everything special. You believed when no one else could." The amulet pulsed, brighter than ever, releasing 3 radiant orbs of light that floated above them. Within them appeared shimmering visions, King Raoul, Queen Lucia, and young Isabel, smiling proudly. "Mother, Father," Elena whispered, her voice trembling. Her parents' spirits spoke softly. "Our brave Elena, you have restored what was lost. Not only the kingdom, but the light in people's hearts. Remember, true rule is not through magic or might, but through love." Elena reached out, tears streaming down her face. "I promise to lead with love, for all of Avalor." The spirit smiled, then faded into a warm glow that merged with the amulet. Its light softened into a gentle golden pink, resting peacefully once more around Sophia's neck. As they returned to the courtyard, the first rays of dawn brushed over the city. Birds sang, fountains sparkled, and the people began to stir from their rest, unaware that their princess had just completed her final trial. Matteo waved from the balcony. "There you are! We've been looking everywhere. The people want to see you, Elena." Elena smiled and turned to Sophia. "It's time." They stepped out into the sunlight together. The crowd cheered as Elena raised her scepter high. "My people, today marks not just a coronation, but a new beginning. Avalor's magic belongs to us all. Let its light guide every heart." The sky erupted in a cascade of golden petals. The kingdom shimmered as if kissed by the sun itself. Sophia smiled up at her friend. "You've truly brought Avalor back." Elena looked down fondly. "And you've brought me back, Sophia. You'll always be part of this story. The true secret of Avalor is you." Sophia's eyes sparkled with tears. "Then I'll treasure it forever." The bells of Avalor rang once more as the two princesses stood side by side, one of courage, one of heart, beneath a sky reborn in light. And so ended the tale of the Secret of Avalor, but its magic lived on in every sunrise, every song,